Welcome back to Audiobook Bay. Today we're exploring I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi, a modern finance guide that strips away the guilt and complexity of money management and replaces it with practical, actionable strategies anyone can implement right now. This book is especially valuable for young professionals and millennials who feel overwhelmed by personal finance and skeptical of traditional money advice. Ramit Sethi brings a refreshing perspective to personal finance. He's not a stuffy academic lecturing about bond yields and market cycles. He's an entrepreneur and writer who understands that money is complex, that most people feel confused about finances, and that shame and guilt are the worst motivators for change. His approach is pragmatic, modern, and surprisingly compassionate. Unlike traditional personal finance books that lecture you about sacrifice and deprivation, Ramit Sethi flips the script. His philosophy is that you don't have to choose between enjoying your life today and building wealth for tomorrow. You can do both, and this book shows you exactly how. Ramit rejects the shame-based approach to money that keeps people stuck. Instead, he builds a system that respects your desire to spend money on things that matter, while simultaneously ensuring your future is secure. This is liberating because it means you're not fighting against your human nature, you're working with it. Takeaway 1. Automate your finances so you never have to think about it again. The core insight of this book is that willpower is finite, but systems are not. Instead of relying on yourself to remember to save or pay bills, Ramit recommends setting up automatic transfers that happen before you touch your paycheck. When money moves from checking to savings to investments automatically, you never miss it, and your wealth grows on autopilot. The average person's biggest challenge with building wealth isn't understanding the strategy, it's actually following through. Automation removes the need for willpower because the decision is made once during setup, and then the system works for you indefinitely. A concrete example. Set up your paycheck to split automatically so that 50% goes to checking, 30% to savings, and 20% to investments. You touch only the checking account money, so you're not constantly battling yourself about whether to save or spend. The system handles discipline for you. You don't have to wake up every day and decide to save money. The decision has already been made by the system you designed. Takeaway 2. Your spending patterns reveal your true values. Ramit challenges you to look at your spending without judgment and ask what it tells you about what matters most. Maybe you spend generously on experiences with friends, but pinch pennies on clothing. There's no right or wrong. The goal is awareness and intentionality. Once you know your spending patterns, you can optimize them to reflect your actual values, not some imaginary ideal. Most people feel guilty about spending, but Ramit flips this. If you're spending money on things that genuinely bring you joy and align with your values, that's not a problem to feel guilty about. The problem is spending money unconsciously on things that don't matter to you while depriving yourself of things that do. Takeaway 3. The conscious spending plan beats the traditional budget. Forget about tracking every penny in a complicated spreadsheet. Instead, Ramit proposes a conscious spending plan where you allocate your money into 4 buckets: fixed costs like rent and insurance, investments for your future, savings for goals, and guilt-free spending money for whatever brings you joy. This approach gives you freedom while maintaining discipline in the areas that matter. The genius of this system is that you're not restricting yourself into submission. You're making conscious choices about where your money goes and then letting yourself spend freely within that allocation. Takeaway 4. Credit cards are wealth-building tools when used strategically. Most personal finance experts tell you to avoid credit cards, but Ramit sees them differently. Credit cards offer rewards, fraud protection, and the convenience of not carrying cash. If you can pay off your balance in full each month, you're essentially getting free money through cashback and travel rewards. The key is treating them like debit cards. Never spend more than you have. Ramit himself has accumulated hundreds of thousands of points and rewards that translate into free flights and hotel stays. This is not reckless spending. This is smart use of available tools. The credit card companies expect most people to pay interest. If you're not one of them, you're gaining a genuine advantage. Takeaway 5. Negotiating your salary is one of the highest returns on your time. While many people shy away from salary negotiations, Ramit emphasizes that a single conversation that increases your salary by $5,000 has compounding effects for the rest of your career. Most employers expect you to negotiate, and most people who ask receive more money. His action step is simple. Research your role on Glassdoor and PayScale. Prepare a 2-minute pitch focusing on your accomplishments and market value, and request a specific number rather than asking what they'll offer. Say something like, "Based on my research and contributions, I'm requesting a salary of $85,000. Then stay quiet and let them respond. 30 minutes of awkwardness today pays for decades of abundance later. Ramit himself provides specific strategies for researching your market value, crafting your negotiation request, and handling rejections. Many people lose hundreds of thousands of dollars over their lifetime simply because they felt too awkward to have one conversation. This is one of the highest returns on your time investment that exists. Takeaway 6. Investing early is the closest thing to legal free money. Time is the most powerful factor in investing. Someone who invests $5,000 a year for 40 years will have millions more than someone who invests $10,000 a year for only 10 years. This is the power of compound growth. Ramit urges readers, especially young people, to start investing as soon as possible, even if it's just small amounts. The difference between starting at age 25 and starting at age 35 is literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in wealth creation. Time is the greatest advantage young people have, and too many squander it by waiting until they feel ready or until they have more money. Takeaway 7. Target date funds simplify retirement investing for the average person. Instead of trying to understand stocks and bonds and asset allocation, Ramit recommends putting your retirement money into a single target date fund, which automatically adjusts your portfolio as you approach retirement. This removes complexity while ensuring your money is working for you in a diversified, professional way. Most people are not going to become investment experts, and they don't need to. A target date fund selected to match your retirement year handles all the complexity. It automatically rebalances from aggressive stock holdings early on to more conservative bond holdings as you approach retirement. Takeaway 8. An emergency fund is not an emergency, it's peace of mind. Ramit recommends starting with $1,000 in a high-yield savings account, then eventually building it to 1 month of expenses, then 3 months. An emergency fund protects you from going into debt when the car breaks down or a medical bill arrives unexpectedly. Most people don't have an emergency fund, which is why a single unexpected expense sends them into a spiral of credit card debt and financial stress. With an emergency fund, an unexpected expense is just an inconvenience, not a catastrophe. Takeaway 9. You can earn more money through skills and leverage. Increasing your income is often easier than cutting expenses. Ramit encourages readers to invest in themselves through education, developing valuable skills, and creating side income streams. Unlike your paycheck, which has limits based on your job, the money you make from leverage like creating products or services can scale to truly significant amounts. This perspective shifts focus from "how do I cut more expenses?" to "how do I increase my earning power?" Increasing your income by $10,000 a year has infinitely more impact on your wealth trajectory than cutting another $10 a week from your spending. Takeaway 10. Your relationship with money is your relationship with yourself. Ultimately, Ramit argues that how you handle money reflects how you handle your life. If you're avoiding looking at your accounts or feeling ashamed of your spending, it's time to change your relationship with money through honest assessment and intentional action. Building wealth is about respecting yourself and your future enough to make conscious choices today. Many people's relationship with money is characterized by avoidance and shame. They don't open their statements, they don't create a budget, and they feel embarrassed about their finances. Ramit teaches that the way out is through honest, non-judgmental assessment. Look at where you're spending money. Understand your patterns. Then consciously choose to spend on things that matter and invest in your future. I Will Teach You to Be Rich is a refreshing take on personal finance that honors both your present enjoyment and future security. The actionable strategies Ramit provides can be implemented immediately, whether it's setting up an automatic transfer or negotiating a raise. What makes this book different is Ramit's direct approach. He doesn't shame you about spending. He doesn't tell you that happiness and money are separate things. Instead, he shows you how to design a financial system that works with your personality and values rather than against them. The automation component is particularly powerful because it removes the constant battle with willpower. Once your system is set up, you're not constantly fighting yourself to save. The money just flows into the right buckets automatically. The combination of practical tactics like automating your finances, investing in target date funds, and negotiating your salary creates a complete system that most young professionals can implement within a few weeks, and the results compound dramatically over decades. Ramit provides specific scripts for salary negotiations, templates for setting up automation, and clear guidance on which investments to choose. This isn't a book that leaves you hanging. It tells you exactly what to do. Thanks for joining us at Audiobook Bay. Subscribe for more book summaries that help you live better, earn more, and build the life you want.